A feud is brewing between two outspoken talk show hosts, both considered to be on the liberal end of the political spectrum. Comedian Bill Maher clapped back at The View host Whoopi Goldberg Friday night during an episode of his HBO show Real Time. The latest in a back and forth over the NFL's new pregame ritual of playing Lift Every Voice and Sing, known as the Black National Anthem, in addition to the national anthem. Here's some of what they had to say.
New rule, the only time there should be two national anthems is when the other team is from Canada. But I am what you might call an old school liberal who was brought up with the crazy idea that segregating by race is bad. That's what I was talking about.
I think because we have gone backwards a good 10, 15 years, we're having to re-educate people. And just so you know, Bill, Lift Every Voice has always been considered the Black National Anthem. It's always been that, because the separation of the anthems has been so clear to us.
For more perspective on this, I want to bring in political and social impact strategist Kristal Knight and host of the nationally syndicated radio show Eat, Drink, Smoke, Tony Katz. Welcome to both. Kristal, let's start with you. You heard Bill Maher there. The only time there should be two national anthems is when the other team is from Canada. How do you respond to that?
Well, I disagree. You know, Bill Maher has a history of saying anti-race or racist things on air, and so I'm not surprised by his comments. I think I tend to side with Whoopi in that we're re-educating people, particularly under the wake of what happened in the 2020 protests with George Floyd and, you know, all of the uprisings that happened across this country. We're in a special and unique time where people really are leaning in on social impact and really relearning about African American history, and so I think it's a welcome, you know, change that the NFL is doing. It may not last forever, but it's something certainly that we should all embrace, even if it's temporary.
You think it's racist to say there should be only one national anthem?
Well, I'm not going to say that it's racist, but I think that there's room to add in the Black National Anthem.
Tony, it's only played a couple of times during, I guess they call them tentpole games, the Super Bowl and a couple of others that are more highly visual. But it's not even in many cases broadcast. And I guess the question to you would be, if the league wants to play it, what's the big deal?
The league can do what it does, and they see from the ratings the impact of, well, a myriad of things that they do. But the conversation has grown now into this idea of what Bill Maher is saying versus what Whoopi Goldberg is saying. The idea of re-education, I have to warn against it. That is a violent, awful thing to say. Re-education, as Bill Maher noted very, very well, is the stuff of Chairman Mao, is the stuff of China today, the communist Chinese. And with all due respect, there's absolutely no way to say that in American culture without coming off as being unbelievably, incredibly violent, as if to say, if I disagree with something, it's because I wasn't properly educated. It's the United States. There's one national anthem. That doesn't take the strongest of educations. That's just a matter of fact.
Kristal, he also said, Bill Maher, that he's fine changing the national anthem. I guess his point would be that if it's offensive to some, why not change it? But we should only have one that represents all of us.
Well, there is one national anthem. I think, again, what, you know, your other panelists and I disagree on is we're adding something to the conversation. We're not taking anything away by adding the Black National Anthem. And so I want to just push back and say, if there's room for us to continue to have this conversation about how offensive the anthem is, the national anthem is, to many Black and brown Americans, then why can't we add something to the conversation by playing this? It doesn't take away anything from anyone by adding this national anthem into the, you know, pregame show, if you will. But so why is it an issue if we're just adding something that's merely 2 or 3 minutes long? It's not, again, it's not taking away anything that is uniquely or intrinsically American. It's adding and showing that the Black people who've been in this country and who have built this country for free are being honored through recognition of a song ahead of a pregame show.
Tony, I'll give you go ahead, yeah, because we're up against the clock.
By saying that this isn't about Black and brown people. This is about liberal ideology, because not all people of a different skin color would agree with you. So this is about
and that's fine. That's fine
as
if they don't
opposed
agree.
to a conversation of race.
Well, listen, it's fine if not all Americans agree. Not all Americans agree about the national anthem, which is what we saw during the Kaepernick kneelings.
Sure.
And so we've seen that over and over again. And the NFL pushed back. He still isn't playing in the league right now simply because of that. So again, if there's room, well, that's one of the reasons why, because he's been kneeling, and the NFL has been, you know, very forceful in making sure that he's been blocked, among other things that they've done.
Right.
And so
Guys,
if there's room for the national anthem, there's room for the Black national anthem.
all right, Tony, we literally have 20 seconds left. Finish it up.
Colin Kaepernick has made himself the story, and the NFL likes teams, and they like the team to be able to have cohesiveness. And right now, with all the quarterback issues in the NFL, they would take anybody who could throw the ball. There's a bigger issue there with Colin Kaepernick that doesn't even belong
They don't
in
like
this
independent
conversation.
thinkers. That's what that is.
Oh,
They don't like
well,
an independent thinker. That's
that
what that
could be
is.
true, but I don't think that's about Kaepernick in and of itself.
All
Well,
right,
he should be playing.
It's an interesting conversation.
not should, it's whether or not you
We've
can.
gone to Kaepernick from the national
He's-
anthem, but it is good. Kristal Knight, Tony Katz, thank you both for the input. We appreciate it. Good to see you both.
Pleasure. Thank you.